Hey guys. I feel like, oh man, I love this. I feel this is like such a nice, it's so nice today. It's like, it is. It's very, it feels so great outside. The temperature is very breezy and kind of warm. Lots of global warming people will be like, well, I told you. No. But it's just, a good time. Things feel good. My phone holder is jankety, so hopefully this sucker doesn't fall out of the holder. But it's really cool. I'm pet sitting for two different families in my church right now, and which means two different houses, two sets of pets, and that's not bad. I'm not complaining. I'm just it is what it is, and it is busy. It's a busy life sometimes. So, but anyway, I want to talk about what I really wanted to talk about, and that is, I just wanted to say that it's kind of funny. Sorry it took so long to get to this point, but it's funny. It's funny and it's sad mostly. I posted a video recently of myself sharing testimony about the Book of Mormon and just about some things like that, and it never seems to fail. There's always someone, and I mean, of course, who am I to sit here and start complaining about how you can't say something on the internet without somebody, without encountering a hater or a troll, right? Of course, who would have thought you would have encountered a hater or a troll? Well, there's been quite a few people who've taken the time to comment on my video, and I'm just, I'm not that surprised, But I was thinking about this, a little bit before I made this video, about how it's like, you guys come in here and you have your opinions and you have your thoughts and your feelings, and that's great. And, I think everybody has a right to their opinions, and I think that we do all have unique perspectives, but, and some are right and some are wrong. Like, you can see things a certain way, but just because you see things a certain way doesn't mean that it's right. And you can argue and say, well, who am I to say that I'm right and you're wrong, and all this kind of stuff. And I agree to a point, but certain things are true and certain things are not. Certain things are false. So if you are telling me that things that are false are true, and you're telling me that things I know are true are false, it's just kind of funny. It's just kind of funny because it's like, the way that people tell you things, especially like, I mean, I'm not a veteran of the church or anything like that. I mean, I guess to some extent I am. In certain ways I am, but I'm not. I mean, I've only been a member for like three and a half years, almost 4 years, but that's not very long. It's long, but it's not long. And it's just kind of funny how people are like, well, bro, that's actually all wrong. First of all, you believe in a different Jesus, okay? You actually believe. This is my impression of the Anti-Mormons. They're like, you believe in a different Jesus. It's a different gospel. You believe in Joe Smith's Book of Mormon. He wrote it. He's polygamous, had 45 wives, and blah blah blah, and all this kind of stuff, and and they say, oh yeah, and he believes he would listen to it. He believes he was visited by an angel. He was visited by a demon. That's what they say. like he was visited by a demon. That's what he was visited by. It was a demon. It's like, it's so crazy. But anyway, I've been listening to this guy who I really like. I love this guy. I love listening to him on YouTube. His name is Travis Anderson. Anyway, his channel is called Missionary Discussions. He's LDS, but he's got some spunk to him. And he's got some, 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 he's got he's got some salt to him, honestly, and he's not a mean guy, but he just doesn't take a bunch of nonsense. Like, he is not afraid to tell people what it is, and he does. And I mean, because and you have to. I mean, you know, if you hear the same things again and again. If you're a member in the church, especially if you're, you know, on YouTube or you're in the public square, or I don't know, you hear enough things, right? If you're in the theological discussions. And he's in the theological discussions, and I love discussing theology. I love it. Love listening to his channel. Love it. Anyway, he's got a lot of, he does end up with a lot of boneheads on his channel. And no offense to people, but people can be really, unfortunately, just because you have, okay, I'll quote Qui-Gon from Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. The ability to speak does not mean you're intelligent. Okay, just because you can talk doesn't mean you're smart. And people are very passionate about their beliefs, and that's great. You should be passionate about your beliefs. I'm actually glad you're passionate, because eventually you will come to realize the truth. And when you do, I think that the passion that you have that's leading you to the truth is a positive thing. It's a good thing. It will lead you to the truth, and it will lead you closer to it will help you. That fire, that passion that you have is what's going to help you reach the truth. And so I love that fact. It's very true. But people are just really funny on YouTube and just in life. They just come on and they're like, oh, well, did you know this? Did you know that this banned Mormon cartoon from like the 1980s, did you know that it actually contains all the truth? Did you know that your entire religion is a lie, and it's a total false gospel? It's totally a lie. They say, or they come right on my video. I'm like, hey, I know the Book of Mormon is true, and blah blah blah. I shared the Book of Mormon with someone, and I'm thankful to be a member in the church. And they say, then they comment, but all they say is a YouTube link, and then I click the link and it says 5 reasons to doubt the Book of Mormon. It's like, how does this add up? Did you not get the memo about the fact that I love the Book of Mormon and that I believe in the Book of Mormon? So why did you think I want to watch a video about why it's not true, or why you think it's not true, or why I should doubt it? Like, that's like saying, oh man, Michael Jordan's the best basketball player of all time. I love him, man. He's so amazing. He's just the best. I love him. I love basketball. I love the Bulls. And then someone comes up and they're like, yeah, you should watch this baseball video. I mean, that's a little different, but still, you get what I'm saying. It's like, it's not the same. It's just like, dude, like, you know, it's like, oh, you love this? Well, I hate it. So here, have some of what I like. I love to hate this thing. I know you love to love it, but I love to hate it. So here, watch this. It's about hating the thing you love. It's like, do you not think that through? I know everybody comes from the same place. It's always like, well, we're just worried for you. We just want the best for you. We're just trying to save you, and we don't want you to go to hell. You know, you're gonna die and go to hell because you believe in a false gospel, you believe in a false Jesus. And you know, and it's crazy. People all have their reasons, and it's like, I'm very thankful for what I know. I'm really thankful for the knowledge of the gospel that I have, the knowledge of the truth that I have, because it's so easy. It makes it so easy to see through so much of the things that people say. And it's like, they come to you and they say things, they present this thing, and it's like, I've heard that before. And it's like, or they present this thing, you're like, oh, I know that's not true because, duh, like I know this, and I know that's not true because I know this. And they're like, but for them, it's like, they're like, oh man, this is a horrible thing. Did you know Mormons believe that Jesus is Satan's brother? They're like, this is horrible. That's how I know it's not true. You know? It's like, are you serious? Like, that's why you know it's not true? Really? Well, you haven't really thought much about it, have you? It's like, well, if we're all children of God, which we are, including Satan, And who is Jesus? Oh, right, that's right, the only begotten Son of God. Right, you forgot that part, didn't you? Yeah. Well, if we're all sons and daughters of God, and Jesus is the Son of God, then doesn't that make Jesus our brother? Yes. Does that also make Lucifer or Satan our brother? Yes, it does. So, there's just not a lot of, for the most part, people just don't think about these things, and there's a lot of disbelief that gets in the way of people coming to these realizations. And people who are out there like people who are trying to expose things, and they're like, oh, you need to watch the banned Mormon cartoon, you know what I mean, like you need to watch this. It's like, this is like, let me ask you a question, okay? In life, like you wake up in the morning and you get up out of your bed, you put your little bunny slippers on, and you go to the bathroom and you brush your teeth, and you look in the mirror, you fix your hair, you put your clothes on, and you go, and then you get online and you go, I need to send this video to people. That's what you do? Like, come on. You're killing me. You're killing me. Absolutely killing me. Like, that blows my mind. Like, that's what you have to do. Like, come on. Like, oh my gosh. And I get it. I know where you're coming from. I know what you guys are going through, so to speak. I know, because I've experienced this too. It's called, I don't know, let's call it mania. It's called, I know the truth, and I know you're believing a lie, so I'm gonna shoot you down, or I need to tell you the truth so you can believe it. So I need to tell you the truth so that you can wake up from the lies of Satan. I need to unbind you from the lies, and it's just ridiculous. And in reality, yes, there are lies, and the lies are the ones that you're perpetuating. That's the problem. It's like, you guys think that you're doing us a favor. You think you're doing me a favor. You think commenting on my video and sending me a bunch of banned Mormon cartoon videos, links to that, and links to 5 reasons to doubt the Book of Mormon by Trent Horn. Trent Horn, are you kidding me? Did you not see his last debate? Did you not see him get completely decimated by Jacob Hansen? Did you not see that? Like, that's your boy, huh? That's your boy? Oh yeah, he's your boy? Oh yeah, right, he's right, the Book of Mormon's wrong. Dude, the guy, if you watch his most recent debate, like, regardless of the truth, just watch his last debate with Jacob Hansen. He got completely obliterated. Okay? It's like you guys believe. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not trying to say bad things about you and to you guys, but you guys believe in some, like, you guys are believing in the wrong stuff. And I know you're saying the same thing to me, but I mean, look at you guys as leaders. Like, you give me a break. And I know you guys are gonna hate on us all day long. You're gonna accuse the brethren. You're gonna accuse, literally. Think about that. You're the accuser of the brethren. Come on, what does that say? You're gonna accuse the president. You're gonna accuse Joseph Smith. You're gonna accuse all of our apostles of all these things. You're gonna come up with 17 reasons why each one of them is such a horrible person. You're gonna say the church is deceitful. You're gonna say that it steals money and it's dishonest about its accounting practices. You're gonna say that, oh my gosh, there's so many Mormon victims. There's so many victims of the Mormon church, people who have been, like, oh my gosh, give me a break. Like, seriously, you guys are gonna go on and say that stuff? Like, you guys are ridiculous. Like, what's the phrase, axe to grind? Like, you find another axe to grind. Like, come on. Like, you're gonna come over here, like, do you guys have the ability to look at the church in an objective, non-biased way? Because it doesn't seem like you do. And if you do, you'll see that the church does so much good in this world. And if you look at the president of the church, and you look at the apostles, and you listen to the things that they say, you can't, I mean, I don't understand how anybody in their right mind with a clear conscience, and that's part of the problem. A lot of you aren't in your right mind. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, but it's true. A lot of you guys aren't in your right mind because you watch the president or President Nelson, or you'll watch the apostles and have something horrible to say. It's like, do you not know, like, you don't know what's good? That's the problem. People don't know what's good. They're so confused, and it's like you can't tell a good thing when it's staring you in the face. It's like you don't know. Your sense of reason, your moral compass is so broken. You can't tell when something good. You can't tell when you're looking at something good. You think it's something bad, and it's because you're believing lies. You've been drinking the Kool-Aid. You tell me I'm in a cult, which is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous on its face. Like, give me a break. I'm in a cult? Are you serious? Like, give me a break. Oh yeah, I'm in a cult, all right. Oh yeah, because I believe in Jesus Christ, and I believe in continuing revelation, and I believe in everybody having. Oh yeah, I'm in a cult because I believe everybody has the right to make up their own mind. Wow, that sounds really cult-like, doesn't it? Oh yeah, very cult-like. Well, if you think everybody's entitled to their own opinion and their own choices, and if you think everybody has the right to make up their mind, that must mean you're in a cult, right? Like, give me a break. That's ridiculous. Like, okay, if I'm in a cult and you're not in a cult, your non-cult life is less free than mine is, okay? And you guys want to talk about how, Mormonism is such a high-demand religion. It's such a high-demand religion. It's a high-demand religion. Give me a break. You mean to tell me that that just because you can't sit around and sloth and lay on your couch and get fat eating Doritos, and you can't get drunk and then go out and have sex with anyone you want? Oh, you think that because you're not supposed to do that, that means that we're high demand? Like, if you think that it's so bad to live a high demand religion life, like how bad, look, I'm not trying to pick on you guys, but I'm serious here. How bad do you need that coffee? Honestly, how bad do you need that coffee? Literally. That's a real question. And I know that, like, you guys are like, oh, everyone, I mean, myself included, I was the same way. You know, oh, I can't do it. I am not me. It's like the Snickers commercial. You're not you when you're hungry. It's like, I'm not me when I haven't had my coffee. Oh wait, you mean to tell me that your coffee gives you your identity? You mean to tell me that you, the actual you, is the version that's manipulated by caffeine and controlled by a ritual that you have to have every morning that's not good for you? It's not good for your health. It's not good for your mind. It's not good for the normality of your bodily function. Like, okay, it makes you poop. Okay, that's great. Well, but you give me a break. Like, you know, and there might be some studies about why coffee is actually good for you. It's super healthy for you. All this stuff, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, come on. And most of you guys who have drank coffee for a long time, you know, you guys you're just on one side. You're basically on one side of this fence, and I was too. And so in other words, like, you think that we're the crazy ones. You think we're the weird ones. You think we're the crazy ones, and it's like you're the ones that run around like, I gotta have my coffee. If you ever, like, observed yourself, which you can't because you're too busy being. I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm not trying to pick on you. I'm not trying to say like you're an idiot or anything like that. I'm just trying to make a point here. And the point is like, dude, like, when you're hyper caffeinated, you have no ability. That's not. But, like, we weren't born with coffee in our veins. The same way we weren't born with marijuana in our lungs. Okay, we weren't born with these things. We're not meant for these things. These things are not meant for us. Okay, your normal state. I'm just trying to. Like, your normal resting state does not include being completely, like, caffeinated and stimulated all the time. You know what I mean? Like, that's not normal, okay? That's not normal. And it takes not doing that to realize that. Because while you're in it, how can you see it when you're in it? You can't recognize it because it's like that's your life. And all you know is you just need this coffee and I just have to have it, you know? No, you don't have to have it. You don't have to have it. Don't you get it? You don't have to have it. You think you need to have it. You're chemically dependent on it. But no, you don't have to have it. Okay? And when you don't have it, you are more yourself. You're more your natural state. People say, oh, gotta have my coffee so I can get going. It's like, no, just get going. Like, don't you get it? Like, just get going. Like, Coffee doesn't give you the ability to go. It makes your mind race. It makes your brain process faster, or makes your brain go faster. It's like, okay, so do you think that you're just broken? Do you think you were created? Do you think you were created flawed? No, you weren't created flawed. Give me a break. You're created normal. You're created just the way you are. You're just the way you're supposed to be. So anyway, there's just a lot of nonsense out there, and it's kind of funny ultimately. I mean, it doesn't bother me that much. It's just like I just have a hard time believing it sometimes, because people, obviously, as you know, people be crazy. They're just crazy sometimes. But yeah, I just want to touch on this last thing real quick before I finish this rant. But so, and this is the thing I want you guys to, I'm going to speak about this because you may have seen this. I've seen it plenty. I've seen it on Instagram Reels. I've seen it on Facebook Reels. I've seen it on blah, blah, blah. And this is the thing, and I'm going to speak to this right now, and I'm going to tell you guys that you're absolutely wrong. You're actually absolutely flat out wrong. And I don't care how, and this is the problem, okay? This is one of the problems. You guys follow trends too much. Do you get that? Like, do you ever realize that you shouldn't follow trends? Do you ever realize that trends aren't what you should follow? Do you ever realize that you should try to buck the tide? Do you ever think that you should just like live your life and let everything else fall? Like let everything, like, come on, like, why do you have to follow trends so much? And why do you have to jump on every bandwagon? Like, give me a break. Like, it's trendy nowadays to talk about how I was a victim of the Mormon church. I was a victim. Do you know? I read this on somebody's post. It says, I showed up in my motorcycle chaps, all my leather and everything, and came up to the church. And I needed to talk to my bishop. And I came in because I had an appointment to talk to my bishop. And a lady at the church wouldn't let me come inside because she thought you were crazy. That's why. She thought you were crazy. She didn't know who you were. You showed up in a bunch of motorcycle gear trying to walk into the church. I was like, we don't know what's going on here. Like, what do you expect, you know? But people are they take the littlest things and they try to make, you guys are the ultimate mountain out of a molehill makers. Like, you guys just sit here and say, oh, this little thing. Do you know one time I went to church and I stubbed my toe on a parking lot pylon? Did you know I stubbed my toe at church? Actually, I actually did. I actually stubbed my toe. Can you believe that? I'm never going back. You know what I mean? That's the kind of stuff that that's the kind of stuff that people talk about. And they're like, because you want to sit here and try to act. You want to act for a minute that the LDS church is anywhere, comparatively speaking, to anywhere compared or related to, like, let's just take the Catholic Church for example. And I have nothing against you if you're a Catholic, and I'm not trying to say your church is evil at all. I'm not even going to say that at all. I'm not saying your church is evil. I'm just saying there's been some really horrible things that have happened that you can't deny. And no, I'm sure it doesn't speak of the whole church. No. However, I know there's definitely been some cover-ups about it. But, you know, pedophilia from priests, okay? And obviously not every priest is a pedophile, of course. Why would they be? It's freaking evil. But you want to sit here and act like there's sexual abuse. It's like, okay, so you want to act like the LDS church is like that? People are acting like, I am just, oh my gosh, I just left the church and I've never been happier. I can finally do me. I can finally live my life. It's like, oh yeah, congratulations, you left the church, huh? Like, oh, you think you're just gonna go live your life and be happy now? Go ahead. So go ahead. What does living your life look like? What does being happy look like to you? Oh, I'm gonna go get some piercings. Let me get some tattoos. I'm gonna drink some alcohol. I'm gonna drink some coffee or something. It's like, let me ask you something. If you want to be happy, is that what you need to do to be happy? And I mean, that's just normal in life. I mean, that's just how this is part of our culture. This is part of the world. We live in the world, okay? The world is not The world is not a perfect place, obviously. The world is not, people are not perfect. And the world is full of everything. That's what the world's full of. It's full of everything. You get a little bit of this, you get a little bit of that. You get a little bit of, oh, I need to buy alcohol in order to be happy. It's like, don't you realize, can't you see, don't you know deep down, the stuff you knew when you first realized it, when you first had that feeling that said, I don't need to do this to be happy. Why would I even want to drink coffee? Or why would I even want to drink alcohol? Why would I want to smoke weed or smoke a cigarette? Why would I even want to? You're right. Why would you even want to? Because you're curious, because you want to know what it's like, because you think you need it, because you don't like your life and you can't stand it, because you're in pain, because you're suffering, because you're trying to avoid your problems, because you're trying to alleviate your suffering. Tell me about how all those things I named, alcohol and drugs and coffee even, tell me about how all those things solve your problems. Tell me. They solve your problems, right? They fix everything for you. Like, life's so much better now because you do that, right? Like, tell me about how much better you feel because you got drunk. Tell me about it. I'd like to know. Because you can't. And that's the point. You can't find happiness in those things. So if you think that you're going to leave the church and then go do all these things and be happy, you're suddenly going to be happy now. You know what? You're just mistaken. And this is the typical case. It's a typical case of, like, I think we all know what this is like to a certain extent. Like, I knew this growing up. I knew it was wrong. I knew the kids swearing in school was wrong. I knew it was wrong. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? Even the little kids are swearing? What the heck is this? You know, like, give me a break. You guys are all swearing. Like, this is wrong. You're not supposed to say that. You shouldn't say that. It's not good to say it. It's not good to swear. It's not good to talk like that. And that goes for anything that's bad for you. And instead, people have to act like the church is the problem. They say, well, if it wasn't for such a high demand religion, I wouldn't have had to do drugs. It's like, what? Are you crazy? Like, no, you have problems. Don't you get it? You have problems. And so do I. Everybody has problems. We all have problems. That's why we need church, okay? That's why we need to go to church. So we can do our best. So we can follow God. And so we can have some relief from this world. Because that's what happens. That's what happens when you go to church. That's what happens when you follow God. You get relief from the problems in this world. You get relief from the suffering in this world. And it's not easy. It's not an easy road. It's not easy doing the right thing. Why do you think it's so hard to do the right thing? It's because it's good for you. Because it actually changes. It changes your life. It's like, okay, you have a splinter. Why do you think it hurts to pull that splinter out? It hurts because that splinter is not supposed to be there. And when you make it, it's like when you're lifting weights, okay? My arm hurts because I was lifting weights. Yeah, you know why your arm hurts? It's because you were tearing muscle. And that's how you make it stronger. It's like, my legs hurt from jogging. Good. You went jogging, you know? Now when you go jogging, you'll be able to jog and they won't hurt, you know? It's like, this is the process. Don't you guys see this? Like, so stop believing these things that are lies. Stop following these lying campaigns, basically, that are saying, you know, you need to tell people the truth about Mormonism. The truth about Mormonism. Ooh, so spooky. Oh my gosh, I'm so scared. Wow, give me a break. Like, come on. You mean to tell me that you've read the Book of Mormon? Oh wait, no, you haven't. Oh, that's what I thought. That's right, you haven't read it, right? You haven't. Duh. That's 95% of all the haters of the church never read the Book of Mormon at all. And you know, everything they say, so many of the things they say are so easily debunkable, are so easily misrepresentation, two truths between a lie. What is it? Or a lie between two truths, or whatever. You know, that's what they rely on. You know, that's what they rely on. Do you see Do you see us going out and doing that? Do you see us going to people and saying, hey, you're deceived? No, we don't do that. Because why? Because you shouldn't do that. It's rude. You shouldn't do that. You should let people believe what they believe. Don't you get that? Don't you? That's my question for you, anti-Mormons. Don't you appreciate being able to believe what you believe? Don't you appreciate that? Don't you appreciate the freedom of religion? I do. I love the freedom of religion. I love it. So when people are non-judgmental of me and they say, you can believe whatever you want, I love that, you know? And so it's like, you should too. And it's like, don't you know that that's what we believe? That's of God. That's of us. Like, that's what we believe. So why would you want to leave that? And why would you try to get on the other side that says, you shouldn't do that? That's bad. That's evil. You know, and it's one thing to tell somebody they should, like, we were talking today in church about the difference between knowledge and wisdom. And it's like, knowledge is knowing something. Wisdom is knowing whether or not to say it, right? When to say it, how to say it, why to say it, right? That's wisdom. And so sometimes it is good to tell people you shouldn't do this and you should do this. Sometimes it's not. So knowing the difference is important. But I just think it's funny that people think that they're going to come on my channel and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to tell you the truth, brother. You know, you believe a box of lies. You're deceived. You're duped by the devil. You're going to hell. You know what I mean? And I don't mean to make fun of Christians or anyone really, because I was the same way, and I know a lot of people who, I know they're truly caring people and they truly have people's best interests at heart. They just literally don't know. They don't know certain things, and so they believe certain things. And that's fine. You can believe them. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're true, but you can believe them. And I'm not gonna make fun of you for believing it. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna try to like rub your nose in it and try to say like you're a horrible person because you believe in this thing. Like, no. But, I think that you should practice letting people believe what they believe. And like, I let everyone believe what they believe. I don't have a problem with people believing what they believe. I might say something about it, like when it comes to the haters, like the anti-Mormons and all. It's ridiculous. Like, you want to come out here and tell me like why I'm wrong? Like, give me a break. Tell me why I'm wrong. Let's have a talk. Okay? Let's discuss that. Let's figure that out. Because anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope it wasn't too painful of a rant, but hopefully it also helps to I don't know, maybe I can help you express your feelings vicariously. But yeah, it helps me, I know. But anyway, we should be nice to people. And there's a lot of disinformation out there. There's a lot of things that are just not true about people, especially us, especially Latter-day Saints. There's a lot of hate about Latter-day Saints. People don't know how to leave well enough alone. It's like, if you didn't like the church and you needed to leave, then you left, okay? Great, you left. That's what you needed to do, right? I actually have seen anti-Mormons get angry because people in the church don't reach out to them anymore. They're like, I left the church, and they stopped writing me. They stopped messaging me. It's like, what did you expect? You left. And it's not that we're holding that against you. It's that you made your choice, and you said, I don't want to come here anymore. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. And so what are we supposed to say? We're supposed to say, okay. What can we say? We can't say, no, you have to stay. We have to say, okay. It's your decision. So it's like, well, if you left, then why are you still going, why don't you guys talk to me anymore? It's like, if you wanted to talk, you should have stayed. Duh. It's like, you left. Like, we were here. We're still here. You left us. Like, you left us. And you're complaining about us not talking to you. you left us, you know? Give me a break. And I'm not saying don't love people who left the church, but I mean, give me a break. I mean, people need to think about these things.